Trust is not built only by big romantic gestures. It is built by repeated evidence that someone's words, actions, and presence can be relied on. Consistency matters because relationships are emotional learning systems. Each kept promise, honest update, and calm repair teaches the nervous system that closeness is safer than guessing. In the beginning of a relationship, chemistry can feel stronger than consistency. Someone may send intense messages, make exciting plans, or say the perfect thing. That can feel reassuring for a while. But trust grows when behavior remains steady after the excitement fades. A person who is warm one day and unreachable the next creates confusion, even if their good moments are real. Consistency helps because the brain watches patterns. If a partner says they will call and actually calls, the mind stores that as evidence. If they apologize and then change the behavior, the apology becomes believable. If they promise change but repeat the same hurtful pattern, the words lose weight. Trust listens to behavior more than speeches. This is especially important after conflict. Every couple disagrees, but not every couple repairs. If an argument ends with days of silence, threats, or blame, the relationship starts feeling unsafe. If conflict is followed by accountability, listening, and a practical change, the disagreement becomes less frightening. Consistent repair tells both people the bond can survive tension. Consistency does not mean being available every second. Healthy consistency includes boundaries. Someone can say, "I cannot talk during work, but I will call tonight," and then follow through. That is more trustworthy than constant texting followed by sudden disappearance. Predictability matters more than intensity. A steady pattern gives the other person less reason to fill gaps with fear. For someone with anxious attachment, consistency can reduce the need for constant reassurance. The person may still feel fear, but repeated reliable behavior gives the fear less fuel. A simple message before a busy day, showing up on time, or explaining a delay can prevent the mind from creating worst-case stories. Small clarity can do a lot. For someone with avoidant patterns, consistency can make closeness feel less demanding. If a partner respects space and still returns warmly, intimacy becomes less like a trap. Predictable care is different from pressure. The avoidant person learns that connection does not always mean losing freedom, being controlled, or facing emotional demands without warning. Trust also depends on emotional consistency. A partner may be physically present but emotionally unpredictable. If one small question creates anger, sarcasm, or shutdown, the other person starts editing themselves. Over time, they may stop asking honest questions. Emotional steadiness does not require perfect calm. It means reactions are safe enough for truth to enter the room. Reliability in ordinary routines often matters more than dramatic promises. Paying shared bills on time, checking in after travel, helping with agreed responsibilities, remembering important dates, and telling the truth about plans all create quiet safety. These actions may not look exciting, but they answer the question every relationship keeps asking: can I count on you? Broken consistency damages trust faster when the explanation keeps changing. If someone misses a plan once and explains honestly, repair is possible. If the story shifts, blame moves, and responsibility disappears, the real injury becomes uncertainty. The partner is not only hurt by what happened, they are hurt because they no longer know what information is safe to believe. Consistency is also how apologies become meaningful. An apology says, "I see the harm." New behavior says, "I am taking it seriously." If someone apologizes for dismissing feelings and then listens differently next time, trust has material to rebuild. If the apology is repeated without behavior change, the relationship starts hearing it as a pause button, not repair. This matters in friendships too. A friend who shows up only during fun times but disappears during stress may be liked, but not trusted deeply. A friend who cannot always solve the problem but checks in, keeps confidences, and tells the truth becomes emotionally safer. Trust is not only romance. It is the felt reliability of a bond. Consistency can be ruined by overpromising. Some people promise too much because they want to avoid disappointing others in the moment. Later, they cannot keep up. It is better to make smaller promises that can actually be kept. "I can help Saturday morning" is more trustworthy than "I will always be there" if the person repeatedly fails to show up. A relationship also needs consistency between private and public behavior. If someone is affectionate alone but dismissive around friends, the partner may feel hidden or devalued. If someone praises commitment publicly but avoids serious conversations privately, the mismatch creates doubt. Trust grows when the relationship feels recognizable in different settings. Consistency does not mean never changing. People grow, schedules shift, stress rises, and needs evolve. The trustworthy part is communicating the change instead of vanishing behind it. "I am overwhelmed this week, but I still care" is different from silence. Predictable communication during change protects the bond from unnecessary fear. When trust has been damaged, consistency must last longer than the initial repair conversation. One good week may not erase months of instability. The hurt partner may need repeated evidence. The person rebuilding trust may feel impatient, but patience is part of repair. Trust returns slowly because the relationship is testing whether the new pattern is real. The strongest version of consistency is not robotic sameness. It is alignment. The words match the behavior. The affection matches the respect. The apology matches the change. The need for space matches the promise to return. When those pieces line up often enough, the relationship feels less like a guessing game and more like a place where both people can breathe. Consistency is especially visible in small disappointments. If someone is late and gives a truthful update, the inconvenience may be annoying but manageable. If they disappear and later act as if nothing happened, the emotional injury is larger. Trust pays attention to how people handle moments when they cannot give exactly what was wanted. Consistency also protects difficult conversations. When a partner knows that honesty will not automatically lead to punishment, they are more likely to bring up problems early. That can prevent resentment from growing in silence. A relationship does not become strong because nothing uncomfortable is said. It becomes strong because uncomfortable things can be said safely. Inconsistent affection can become addictive because the good moments feel like relief. After distance, a warm message or loving weekend may feel powerful. But relief is not the same as trust. Trust is calmer. It does not require constant emotional guessing to feel connected. Steady love may feel less dramatic, but it is usually safer to build on. Consistency builds trust because it turns love from a claim into evidence. Over time, repeated reliability calms fear, reduces confusion, and makes vulnerability less risky. Big promises may create hope, but steady follow-through creates safety. In a healthy relationship, trust is not proven by one perfect moment. It is built in the ordinary moments that keep proving the bond is real. This is why steady behavior can feel more reassuring than dramatic emotion. It gives the relationship a pattern both people can recognize when stress arrives.